It's February, so it's time to take a quick look at the items picked up in January of 2024. First up is this great grouping of Spanish pieces offered by Alex, consisting of an older cold weather ERDL pattern coat worn by a member of the Spanish Legion, which for a while was known to accept non-Spanish individuals. Though somewhat a practice still today, it only extends to people who have a Spanish residency permit and live in the country's former territories. Behind that are the two versions of the current MO9 digital pattern, both of which are badged up with airborne insignia. Finally, still in the packaging is an unissued set of the Woodland, or Boscoso MO9, which is always a great thing to see being brand new and showing how a pattern, or just a uniform really can look vastly different compared to a used and multiple washed one. Thank you again, Alex, for offering these pieces. Next up out of Switzerland is another M18 helmet, and this time it appears to be exactly that, granted with a newer coat of paint. Most newer M18s, be they 40s or 63s, will have a textured finish with gray, almost black paint on the outside, while the inside will see a U-shaped liner band. If you look closely at the exterior, you can see the original green paint, which is clearly evident on the inside, along with having an entirely closed-off band. Rounding off this rather short month are these two pieces, which were actually picked up in London, a 1992 dated Canadian lightweight Mark II combat coat and what appears to be a commercial copy of an older Chinese Woodland pattern. Though these Canadian pieces are still relatively cheap to source, they're not very common for the most part outside of the internet, and finding one in a vintage shop in London for the price was a bit of a surprise. As for the Chinese top, there's no factory stamp inside, though a few of the white numbered stamps you sometimes see on certain parts, such as under the shoulder boards, are present, but considering the pattern isn't a common one you see regardless of its status, it was an interesting find. But with that, we've come to the end of this rather brief acquisitions video. As always, we'll be back here again next month for everything picked up in February. Until then, everyone.